So 2023, should you become a courier? Me personally, I say no, not at the moment. Just down to there ain't much work out there, especially if you're only going to be working off platforms. If you're only going to be working off platforms, the work's quiet. Plus, other couriers are bidding low to get the work, what is out there. So you're not really making the money. So if you're just starting out, you've got to try and make the money you've just spent out. That'll be a complete new video. That will be how much it costs to set up and get going. But this video is down to, is it worth starting? Besides moment, like I say, no. There's no point in starting a courier, well, becoming a courier at the moment. Especially if you're only going to be working off platforms. If you got your own contracts and that, so then maybe, yeah, it may be worth it. But me personally, you've got to have your own contacts out there to even start the work, because running on the platforms at the minute, you ain't making your money. You're not going to make your money back, and you're going to struggle really bad. So yeah, what you got to think of is you're going to need a van over a 2016 or Euro 6 van. Well, the charges, all you ULEZ charges and that are going to build up, and you can't add that on top of what you're quoting for a job, especially on the platforms, because you've got people out there with ULEZ vans who are still bidding low. So yeah, you're going to need a Euro 6 van. Then, if you look into it, Mr. Khan is going to be bringing out charging people by the mile. Cameras are already out there. So yeah, they're on about expanding the ULEZ. But the thing is, the talk is it's going to be going out to charge by the mile. Soon that happens, then yeah, the shippers are going to up their pay really to pay couriers to do it. And if they're going to do that, I doubt it. So that's going to be more money you're going to end up forking out for. Fuel's not bad at the moment, it has dropped. So yeah, that's all good. The main thing is the work what's out there. I do have a few of my own customers, so that's keeping me afloat. I work off the courier exchange as well and other platforms, and to be fair, it's quiet. People are bidding low just to get the work, because there is quite a few couriers on there what are just running off the courier exchange or off other platforms. So they're going to bid low because they're going to need the money for the expenses.
In 2 miles, at junction 21,
yeah,
use the left 2 lanes
me
to
personally,
exit towards M1, Luton M.
I won't bother. Not at the moment. Wait to see if this new thing coming out is charging by a mile. If it does, that's going to take a big hit on a lot of couriers, a very big hit. And I can see a lot of couriers dropping out then, because the mileage we do, I can hit 2,000 miles a week, and if they're going to be charging by the mile, yeah, I can't see me lasting long after that comes out, unless the shippers up the ante and people stop bidding low on these platforms and that. My customers will probably end up paying me extra anyway if it goes per mile. So yeah, we'll have to see what comes of that. I had a good working van. It was on the 60 plate, and I end up having to trade that in to go get myself a Euro 6. That was just all down to the charges. And I think I've took the wrong turn. This shit happens. Bloody sat nav. So yeah. Oh no, I ain't. Took the right. Yeah. So yeah. So that was a big expense on me. I have to go out and get a Euro 6. But the amount of areas I was going in with U-layers and that, I was clocking up, I'd say about 100, 150 a week just on charges. And I couldn't put that on top of what I was charging for the job because I weren't getting the work. This was when I was just working off the platforms. So yeah, I weren't getting the work because I was trying to put that charge on top of what I was bidding, and I was getting no luck. So yeah, that's what made me go out and get a Euro 6 van. So now I hear is going to be start charging by the mile. If that comes out, I don't know how that's going to work, but all I know is that's going to be an extra expense. And another thing is, if you ain't got the finance to back you up to start with at the moment, why it is like this and it is dead and quiet, there's no point. Don't waste your money. If you ain't got the money to go out and get a Euro 6 van, well, you ain't got the money for the fuel to last you for a few months till money starts coming in, and that's even if you can get the work to get the money to come in. You gotta think of all your insurances as well, the payout of your insurances, the charge of all your platforms you gotta get on. So yeah, me personally, 2023, if I was just starting up, I would not bother. Definitely not with the outlay you gotta pay and the return you're gonna get at the moment. But like I say, if you can find your own customers, then yeah, it'll be worth it. But you're gonna need a few customers. What's gonna be able to keep you in work. I started off on platforms, and at the time it was all right. I was making a living, but then the platform started to drop off. Work started to dry up, so I ended up having to go out and get my own customers. So yeah, I'm glad in a way I've gone out and got my own customers, but I do work on platforms as well to get myself back into areas and that when I ain't got work from the customers. And to be fair, the bidding is absolutely stupid. For a small van, you're lucky to get 75, 80p a mile. A short wheelbase, you're looking tops 80, 90p a mile. Long wheelbase, medium wheelbase, probably a quid, 90p to a quid. Long wheelbase, what, 110? Quid, 110? So yeah. There's that many couriers out there at the moment doing the work and bidding low. I've spoke to a couple of shippers and people are putting in like 50p, 60p a mile for a small van, even a short wheelbase van, 60p, 70p a mile. I'd love to know how they can afford to run the business on that. They've got to be co-loading and that, because there's no way you can run a business like that. And they've got to be working 24/7 even make any bit of profit on that. So yeah, so me, no, I would not start my own courier business up this year anyway. I would hold off to see what next year brings. But like I say, if they bring this paying by the mile, God help us all. Because that is going to be absolutely crazy. What you got to think of is as well is your fuel each week. Like I say, I can drive between 2,000 to 2,500. I've even done 3,000 miles in a week. You're looking between 350 to 500 quid a week in fuel. Then you got your insurances on top of that. Then if something goes wrong with your van, you're going to need the money in the bank to get your van fixed, or you're going to start losing money. So yeah, me personally, is it worth it? At the size moment, hell no. I would not bother. But if you want to take the risk, and if you've got the money to back you up, then go for it. I do like the work, I do like my job, because I get to travel and I get to see all places I probably would never have got to see. And that I do tramp out a lot as well. My van's set up for tramping. So yeah, I can get a job down to the coast or up to a coast, and that, and it's I can camp there for the night, out on the beach and that. So yeah, it's all good. Like I say, you get to see places you don't see. But to be fair, there's days when I've had no work off my own customers, and I'm running on the platforms and I've made 120 quid that day, and I've been out a good 14, 16 hours. I made 120 quid. That's an absolute joke. So yeah, but there's some days you can make some good money. It all depends on the day and where you are in the country. But like I say, I tramp out, so I'm not killing my fuel, because that's your big outlay, that is your fuel. So if you start driving back home and you're like 100, 200 miles away from home, that's dead mileage. It's no good. There's 100, 200 miles out of your fuel. So yeah, I hate dead mileage. The most I do is if I'm only working off platform and it's dead, I'll do 30, 40 miles to go pick up. And that's if it's absolutely dead. Other than that, I won't go any higher than that on dead mileage. To be fair, my customers are pretty sad. I'll probably get a day in a week, maybe two, where I don't get no work off them, and I'm working on platform. But then, if you're only working off your platforms, and you do have a dead week, you got to look and start going out at the weekend, and that's where your dead mileage is, because you'll get a good run out, but you ain't getting out back. It's very rare you will find anything back. So then you got to work out, you got to price that job is, you got to put the fuel money of you getting back home on top. And if you got someone stuck out and they want to just get back home, they're going to put a low bed in. So it is hard to get work at weekend at a good rate to get you back home. So yeah, there's so much you got to work out and think about, and you got to tally up how much you spend a month. That's on all your outgoings, all your expenses, your own wage, everything. Then you work out is how much a day you've got to earn to cover all that. And in them expenses and that, you got to put in your taxes. If your VAT, what's going to go out, your vehicle maintenance, you got to put that into it as well. So yeah, you've got to put all them expenses in and work out each month, well, each day, how much you got to earn each day to cover it all. If you don't do that, then you really are going to end up quitting the courier business very quickly, because you'll find out is you're spending more than you're actually making. Where it'll come to the end of the year where you got to pay your taxes and you ain't got the money to cover it. So yeah, you've got to work out all your costs, all your expenses, your wages, everything. Put your money aside in case your van breaks down. You got to work out it all. Then work out how much you've got to earn a day. My total day is, my target each day is £200 a day. I have got to earn £200 a day, and that's to clear all my expenses, my wages, my taxes, my VAT. That's to cover everything. That's to cover all my outgoings. And that's for my vehicle, well, putting money aside for my vehicle repairs. I've got to earn £200 a day. And if I don't earn £200 that day, say if I've only under a 50 because I'm not got my own customers around and I'm just working off the platform, the following day it pushes it on to the next day. So you've got to earn 250 that day. So on. So if you have a week and you ain't hit target all that week, you are chasing the money to make sure that money is in your bank to cover everything. So yeah, that's another thing you gotta think of as well, is if you hit your target one day and you're finishing early, like 1-2 o'clock, you've already reached target. Me personally, what I do is I still go. I'll go and do an extra 50 quid, 100 quid run and that, or I'll just keep going. I'll just keep going all week. And if I'm earning 300-400 quid a day, I'll keep going because it's building my bank balance up for them quiet weeks. Well, them quiet months, you're not hitting target every day. The money's in the bank to back myself up. So yeah, you think you're going to get an early day, don't bother, keep going, because you're one of them weeks you are not hitting target every day and you ain't got the money to back yourself. So yeah, there's some things to think about, is if you're looking at starting. Like I say, me personally, 2023, I would not start being a courier at the moment, because that many things changing. Like I say, paying by the mile, that is going to be absolute bonkers if that does come out, and you need a Euro 6 van and a lot of money to back yourself. If you've got any questions, if you've got any ideas for any videos you want to see or hear about, please drop them down in the comments. Catch you next time. Stay safe.